Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and this is Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. And this is for the narrative lectionary, and we are looking at First Kings and looking at the kingdom being divided, the unified kingdom being split into the two kingdoms. And doing a children's sermon on this. Good. It took me a bit, and it's going to sit with some people, sit not well with others. Well, that might be a little dramatic, but it works for me, and I hope it'll give you an idea of maybe which direction to go. I've done a children's sermon before, looking at a cut and restored rope, kind of things like that. But the item I'm using, it's the same item I'm using for the Revised Common Lectionary. It seems to be that's the theme for this whole Sunday I want to go with, and that's a jump rope. And the jump rope is what I keep coming back to is that, so this kingdom is divided, but God still works. That God's promise and God's desire to be with God's people is still there. That people, we mess things up and we do all kinds of things, but God still works. And this idea that with a kingdom divided, God can still work. That we've got one side and we've got the other side, but together, God is present and God works, and that God ultimately takes delight in God's people. Because that's who God is. God loves us, and God continues to try to reach us and continues to try to be. And so one of the ideas in this is we talked about one of the things in the narrative lectionary in this text is that the need for servant leadership. And so this idea that to try to do it all, to try to be all in control, that it doesn't work well. You need give, and you need take, and you need to share, and this sense of being together. So that's where I'm going with this. I'm working with it, but the two sides, the divided kingdom, that God still wants to work. God still is trying to piece things together. God still is working with humans as we mess up. God still loves us, and so that's where I'm going with it. I'm struggling with this one, just honestly. So we'll see where it goes. It's a springboard for my own thinking on it. And if you do have thoughts on it, you are welcome to comment on the Children's Sermon blog, and we can have that conversation. So this is the direction I'm thinking of at this point. So as always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a blessed week.